Welcome to Loleventvods. These are the best highlights of today's LEC 2025 matchup.
Threats here at G2. I think that this game gets very difficult for Heretics though.
14-4, and ladies and gentlemen, remember he had that big game where I believe that was a win as well. Cleanse using bot side while I'm yapping away, and Flacket had an ignite on him, so summoner for summoner as Loleventvods goes for the all-in. It's important to note. I mean, this 2v2 is going to keep playing out. Flacket's in a lot of trouble. Flash away. Is it going to be matched? No. Held on to.
For his Dragon Soul about 23 minutes into the game and not have to worry about it. Shayo though is here.
The all-in is there, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. As Cat flashes away, I think I broke the screen for you. In the meantime, Cat flashes over the wall. He escapes for now. Skewmon tries to help out. It's a phone to the face as Loleventvods is still going to get rooted up. Great little grasp and a first blood to boot for Team Heretics.
How many members of G2 are making their way into this bottom side? Obviously, Dragon's up and looks like Shayo's going to take it now, but it is kind of a, hey, we want to shift Caps into positions where we can try and find these plays and get this Akali snowballing. So at the moment, G2 moved 4 members into River, couldn't quite find anyone in Heretics. So it looks like instead, as Caps has gone for the reset, they're just going to look for a trade on opposite side of the maps and cross map. But Loleventvods caught a little bit.
Yeah, Stand also does good damage. Trample sets up for Shayo, but nothing more apart from setting up plans for the Dragon. Skewmon is going to be done with this pretty soon. The beauty of Mundo as well is that blunt force trauma makes it so easy as grubs go down. Dragon a little bit delayed. Health bars are decaying, but Dragon all the same.
I spoke from Hans Sama though, playing well around the long time.
And then I use the word and I'm like,
no, fight now. I've known you for several years. I should know better. Okay.
Flash from Carlson. Hextech ultimatum. Broken Blade's in a lot of trouble. He's about to go into the Mega Nard though, and he wants to find Carlson with his own flash up and available. Broken Blade thinks, how do I pull it off? Especially with Skewmon with an infected Bonesaw sets it up. The wild growth is out and Rather sets up for infected chains. That from Shayo, and another kill going over to Team Heretics. Hookshot, walkshot yet again slows down his Skewmon. He has to pull out the maximum dosage, but how much can he drink? Onto Carlson, the ignites down and wait for the cleaver, wait for the auto, wait for the agony that's going to start burning Skewmon back into place, and a kill for him too as G2 fights back.
Great run from
top. Mid is matching top bot. And bot is now top with other bot. You get that, Dagger, as Grub start off?
I'm on top of it, don't worry.
You are on top.
Start to move into this. I think Heretics pushing that top side. Going to help, but yeah, G2 just bullying them off him at this stage. I wasn't sure how heavily Heretics wanted to try and commit to this, but they need to move Flacket down if they want to. Also, Camilo a long way from home and trying to be able to help out, so I think they're in a bit of a disaster spot. Loleventvods on the flank.
Yeah, because Dagger, the Bonesaw's really hurt. Sten might have to pull the ulti up, and waiting for him is Loleventvods. Stands up with a Shattering Strike. Broken Blade zoning off, and Sten is just dead. Free heart steal and a free kill. 5 grubs for G2. This one, really only. 700 gold the lead as Loleventvods might find himself Camilo. Under turret, Magnustorm pulls him back and he's waiting for the crash down. Here's Skewmon yet again. I was going to say Broken Blade. That was the last time we saw the Mundo outside of this split as Skewmon.
Side, now it's mid, it was around Void Grubs, and now it's the Dragon for G2 as well. This has been a wonderful start from the 2 new members of G2, setting up the veterans for success.
And with Dragon taken down as well, it's just
get into position here. They're resetting with Skewmon. You got Demolish. It's kind of Heretics late to the party.
Yeah.
And now, honestly, I think he just backed away, though. So it looks like Caps just off of G2 existing. Oh,
nice flash response, yeah, because he was on a wall, but Hans Sama turns it in his favor. Unbreakable will with Skewmon right behind him, and again, fresh meat. Hans Sama will take it gleefully as Camilo tries to poke back, but G2 again with a pick
it's a disaster. Like, even look at bot side. Oh, actually, never mind.
Oh, it happens to be Loleventvods' time to shine again. Cap just rolls in thanks to the Magnustorm, and Shayo in trouble. Another hard steel stack. Jungle dip is what you'd say, but it doesn't tell the whole story. And there's a certain Swedish top lane who made that so important, as this guy who's suffering on CS is now getting solo killed by Broken Blade. Camilo doesn't have a turret sitting there as well, and he has to run for his life, but there is another Yordle who's very, very hungry indeed. Easy solo kill for Broken Blade. And this is no
for G2.
Yeah.
So they kind of just get to do what they want right now.
We talked a lot in draft, maybe just frontline, absorb the pressure for Carlson would have been the answer, right? With double 80 carry, with the Zyra as well. Maybe given another engage piece. I like that they have the confidence to pull out something like the Camille, but as you said, the angles are so limited because of it, because this Camille needs more time, because Broken Blade has so much of it and so many more resources. Makes it just so hard to look at this game with a fresh eye.
If you had gone for a buy, I would have been like, oh, sick, yeah, Camille buy, that sounds good. You got that backline combo.
True.
Fantastic. But the problem is you only have to commit Skewmon to the Dragon, so you can even see where Heretics are on the map. They're like, where is the rest of G2 going to focus? Because they could look for some sort of play on dive on bot lane. So Carlson had to walk away. Even saw Sheo trying to help out in defending bot tier 2. But because they've lost control of jungle, maybe they transition to a mid tier 2.
All the Team Heretics is what we're going to ask for. At the very least, everyone buckle up. Why? Because Lebrov's going in, and understand it won't be too hard to see what else he can do. Shattering Strike up to CC, and the power of Rel once again compels you. Clean from Caps, almost getting out, almost. No, he's shut down. It's a 1-for-1, which is good for Heretics.
Too much though, because actually maybe Broken Blade goes mini, but there's nobody here to help him.
Oi, minion wave gone. Hookshot, wall shot, Hextech ultimatum. Broken Blade could be in a lot of trouble. This is Carl's moment. He's found a pick onto Broken Blade, the flush match, but he's out of range. Will get the shutdown, but Skumon's here. This is a different problem. A much more different problem. Ends up being a trade.
I was impressed you kept going, because I stop at Deja Vu.
Yeah. But you got to get the beat. The Euro beat is what it's all about. Now, Atacam was going down in that time. So GA's
Vision is already relatively good for them. Sten's trying to see what he can do.
Well, he's going to try, but that guy that's on the telephone, hello, it's the debt collector. And Sten just getting launched up, hard steel stacking. No, he's actually a car insurance salesman. Would you like to buy this $5,000 policy? Well, Skumon, he can sell anything. He can sell a rat to a fish right now as 2 items. He's unkillable. He's going to get passive healing uppiness, also known as health regen, as Caps. Just in a side lane. Is the one member who's kind of strong, gets the GA out, and there you go, false death now gone. Also, Hunsama steps up, and Shad's going to live, so that's 200.
Run at Zyra. Zyra throws down her E, and then you just continue to run at Zyra because your passive pops.
Oh, okay, well, G2, they're going to pop something else, and I think that's Team Heretics' little heart in this game. Skumon, he hasn't used the ulti. Where's the dosage at, little bro? Holds on to it. But all the same, 2-item lethality 80 carry. Kind of in the name right now. Let's see how they find it with Baron now up, holding River themselves. They get the engaged. At least it's Sten who starts it off, but he's going to be hail of arrows, and he gets set up with an arrow into the face. He's dead. Hard Summer cares not about Unbreakable Will as Caps holds the rest at the forefront. Broken Blade with no Mega Gnar, but no mega problems for G2.
Teams needed to wait for G2 to start Baron and take the damage, but now they're just in a position where I don't really know if they can recontest. 10 seconds until Sten really gets up, but you can see what I mean. This Baron does not go down quickly, so maybe Poke is the name of the game.
Well, if Skumon's behind Baron, he has an MR debuff. So that's good here for Sheo if he finds an angle. But at 5k, G2 looking for the turn, even though they're low. There is a bit of healing coming through from the Ocean Dragons. Carlson's found out. He wanted his flank, but he ain't going to get it. Pops the ulti, but Hans lives on.
Baron has reset though, so I think G2, funny enough, Heretics aren't 100% certain, but yeah, this is kind of what I'm saying.
Caps, he's going in, why not? Okay, let's blaze it. Pops the ulti out, and he wanted...
He's having a bit of fun with it.
He was.
But I think, like, if Heretics wait until G2 start Baron, you can see they actually might have a chance, but Camilo now going to die. Yeah.
Flash match, Broken Blade. Even with the phosphorus bomb, there's just legs. Like, that's insane. Carlson brings some magic back, but Team Heretics, Sheo might just lose it. Drops the Stranglethorns, no one hit for it. It's zone control. Skumon holding onto the ulti himself, still doesn't pull it out unless he absolutely has to. Team Heretics thinking about a new angle, and I think we'll have to hold for the replay. Flack it just eat natural health regen, so don't be fooled by that half HP. True Shot Rush doesn't hit a thing either, as Sten's caught out. Broken Blade about to go on Mega Gnar. Sten has to disengage, but Lebrov, his angle is finding anyone who tries to run. Flash from Sten just won't cut it. He gets ranged out, and Lebrov takes the credit. Now for G2 as they run up mid, a dive is no problem either. Broken Blade returns to the fame of the G2 legend as Carl, he'll get the Dragons and probably the Baron.
Heretics flew too close to the sun, and G2 pounds. They just wait, and now they turn over towards the Baron. Everyone on Heretics on the bottom side of the map, they want kind of nothing to do with this, and G2 will get the big purple worm.
Well, Baron in the end as well. Gold has slimmed out. I have to be genuine with Team Heretics.
To turn Mega and getting that flank from Lebrov, but here's your replay.
Show me.
Go on, Asteria.
Kastagda, look at this, right? Hook shot, wall shot, misses, it gets on the edge. Caps all in. Hextech ultimatum, pulls out the ulti. Shuriken flip away. He flushes the 5-point strike. Only men of myth and legends get that. Red buff gets the kill. Holy.
The moment is immortalized if you have killed the GOAT of LEC for the first time in a solo outplay, and that is not going to be connected forever.
Well,
what a legend.
You know what? Even if you don't win this game, you've got that. It's an 8k gold lead in G2. They've got the Baron, no Ocean Souls. Probably nice for Team Heretics to go up against, but the range, the poke, it hurts too much. Cap's looking for an angle on Carl, looking to negate exactly that. Over from Broken Blade, he's gone into Mega Gnar as well. The turret now dead, and Inhibitor turret. Now that that's opened up, Inhibitor's a freebie. Another one goes. There you go. Makes it that easy, doesn't it?
Yeah, they just got to continue this. There's very little that Heretics can really do. You have a 3-item Camille that at least could potentially one-shot Hansama, and I think that might be what they're trying to set up here, but I just don't think he covered the rest of the fight after.
God, slow and steady does it, doesn't it? The range is so abusive, and Caps, he just comes in off an angle, threatening to go all in and send it down. One Nexus turret dropping down, one sits up only barely above ground. Team Heretics, it was a noble recovery, or whatever you want to call it, a noble stance, but G2 are oppressive. Golden goes Sheo, Stend is the middle of it all, but Carlson ulti's backline. LeBron won't let him get near the Hansama. Broken Blade once again sets up a 3-man ulti, keeps him at bay, and G2 in 33 minutes make game one an easy day.
G2 may have won the battle, but Carlson won the war.
That's true. Truer words have never been spoken.
Just have a very steady, long-range poke composition that at least will be spotted on a ward, though.
Yeah, but how quick can they go? I mean, LeBron might die in the process as well. Ghost Water Dive sets up a Phantom Undertow, but there is no toe left standing, and Stend has no target, but might have to run for his life, but he can't because his fight is down. It's a great root caller. Skewmon, though, the hook on the dying breath, double buff, so I'm sure the red buff had movement there. Kilo as well.
Yeah, nice try, but Carlson still, yeah.
Wait.
Oh, wait.
Broken Blade's not 6, but he's going to flash. Tried to decimate. Culling the Meek once again. But if he goes back in, he'll die. Meanwhile, we're fighting elsewhere. Let's look towards the bottom lane. Sheo has got, again, a painter's mark on his head. Suppressed, luckily, but LeBron goes popping the weasel. The Chaos Storm is out. Not enough damage, but Bone Skewer to help out. That's great for Team Heretics. One on the board versus the other. Someone's got no ad blocker.
Yeah.
Yo,
Silly
they got
Billy.
ads. Mods!
But yeah, can't be giving out free advertisements like this, lads. What's happening over here? But either way, it's going to be the boy group started up here. G2 in a decent spot. Severin both going to be able to finish off one. Skewmon, no flash available, so Shale should at least be able to get the second one for themselves. Zabrov just going to stun up Stend. He's not really underneath the tower though, which means he should be okay, but...
Far forward, Ruthless Predator just waiting for that to pop on out as Broken Blade's got a full fury bar. That Rain of Anger won't hold itself, and Daisy now interrupts. Let's play a game of Candy Crush as Carlson set up against the wall. In reverse, it'll happen down bot side, but the ulti sends out. Skewmon under turret, flushes away. In the end, though, Broken Blade will find the kill. Bullet time, though, is unleashed. Under turret, the stun under from LeBron. Makes it a better trade for G2. Caught me off guard.
Yeah, the fact that you get that lockup from Sheo into the combo from Blackett means Hans goes down. Big wave lost for Hansama, but it's a big win for Broken Blade on the opposite side.
Gold is even though, so at the end of the day, I mean, it's not like Team Heretics are running out of fashion here, but top is a bit of an issue, at the very least. It is an issue. Camilo looking for solo kill again here on the Victor, but he's been altered, he's in trouble. Root Caller almost found the Asharo. Help!
I mean, that advantage over Carlson. Only thing is, you may get dug now as Broken Blade as his wave starts to come in, so you can see him backing right the hell up. But there's a lot of people here, and I think he might be in a bit of trouble. Even Stend looking to cut off any sort of real retreat.
Well, there's good damage from the B team Misfortune as well. Stend might get more than that, maybe a pick, a Bone Skewer in, and he's looking for that execute with Halo Blades. Eclipse gets in the way for now, but Stend still holds on to that depth. Death from below as Dominus pops out. Broken Blade's going to 1v3 onto Stend. He gets away, he pops the ulti. It still comes through, so there's a reset handy, but Broken Blade's defense is for naught.
BB tried, but just wasn't enough in the tank. But you also brought LeBron up to that top side to try and help out too, so he's a bit... And also now, you're giving that kill across.
Camilo, though, speaking of No Man's Land, he might be caught out. Spiraling Despair is going to AoE to Paradise. Impale used, but Camilo not there to lend a helping hand. Shut down over to Caps, and he needed that.
Yeah, nice turnaround by G2 to get to a position where it's like, okay, now they can continue through that pick, but...
Holy.
Wait a second.
That's some Ambassador damage. The only difference is Broken Blade can shred through the Eclipse, and now that Shield Bash is down, for a little bit. We'll see Carlson pull back. Never mind, he's got Sheo with him, so he's going to go on him. But Skumon's there, interrupts, and that Ruthless Predator needed. But again, Sheo's in the way. A nice little heart seal will come through from Sheo, but Broken Blade just looks for the original target. Sheo's in the way again, but to their success, you don't mess with the Candy Crush King for a double setup, and Camilo just a bystanding failure.
And Camilo's going to lose that to everyone as the Croc jumps out of the brush. And now Caps topside.
It's Solar Flare. It's an enchanted crystal arrow. Sten can't move. Easy kill for Hans.
That he actually got some value on the roam. Camilo looking for the bot tower. Broken Blade has nothing left in the tank. He might be able to just barely get this. Yeah, should do.
Where's the gravity field to go down though? There might be an E through minions. However,
up here to try and make this play happen, but if G2 end up giving it up, I think it goes Rift Herald into a top tier 1 take for Heretics, and then they can shift back with Dragon in 20 seconds to maybe look for a play on towards the mid tower if you want to gift a second Dragon over to G2. But yeah, I think that's just going to be the play. I think G2 may have stumbled a little bit here. They're trying to run away.
There's no stun, there's no field. Camilo doesn't find his mark. Hansama has to sidestep, and he does so well. The arrow came out as well. 3 members of Team Heretic commit. Did you share? I mean, Herald is going to go down for it. The Broken Blade in the end is stand. Hello, he wants a piece, and now with the setup of Engage, LeBron wants another one on the way back. Skumon sets up, Root Caller's good, Daisy comes out as well, Impale, you'd say fantastic, but Sheo just can't move. Range from Hansama, crucial here. The zone control ends up, but another Root Caller, and Sheo will drop to the ground. How easy does Skumon make it look?
Great turnaround by G2. The fact that, as you said, Asterix, there was no real lockdown as G2 were running away. It meant they got to clear out the majority of the wave. Broken Blade gets that tier 1 bot lane and now TP to mid lane to maybe look for a bit more.
Oh, they know he's there. I mean, Camilo's just engaged on Solar Flare. He won't have a chance. They thought G2 backed away. Heretics, you are under false assumptions.
Oh, it's a disaster. What was such a close game with that gold lead jumping back and forth.
To know where the pressure is adding up for G2 as they start this Dragon. And for now, the inner turret might be a threat that Team Heretics can start punishing.
Yeah, you do have the wave clear from Caps plus Lebrov and Broken Blade to try and help out. So I think he should be relatively okay, but Lebrov, this is not the route you want to take. Oh, good ward spot now. Okay, what are you going to do? How are you going to try and break this mid lane turret? And they're moving multiple members now in to defend that play, but I think it should fall with this one.
Should indeed. I mean, misfortune damage big, but under the turret, Sten starts off the engage, getting Solar Flared. Impale's only a 1-man, but again, it's all onto Lebrov. Broken Blade comes in with a flank, and it looks like a horrendous fight for Team Heretics. While the turret may go down, all members are starting to drop like flies as well. Sheo, Camilo, Flank just gets autoed, and with an Ivan, how easy is it? Sticking around might not be the right call, as Sten even finding a hook here. You never know what's going to come next. Turret in response for G2.
The response from G2 was perfect. Like Crocodile Dundee I grew up with, and he wore one of them. So now I just associate it with Aussie man.
That's right.
Yeah.
Whenever I see a knife, that's not a knife. That's in my head constantly as Daisy comes out. And at 8K, let's fight. Broken Blade and Carlson are going to deal with each other while this makes a 4v4 head-on collision. Bone Skewer comes out, finds Skumon, but a Root Caller sets up. The arrow in backline is onto the Dragons, the new target for G2. Sheo gets unending despaired, or rather spiraling, and Dragon goes down. Okay, Lebrov gets Bone Skewered in. He gets a stun, he gets everything off, and maybe that would be okay. It's a bullet time. Here's the response. Hansama tries to step forward onto Flacken, but it's dangerous territory. Root Caller's great as well. Sheo just Tokyo drifted to death. Bro fell off the building as G2 have won the fight, got the Dragon. It might look messy, but with only Lebrov dying, I guarantee you it's so much better. As Broken Blade going to take this 1v1. Carlson feels confident, but there's minions.
Carlson,
10 stacks, and sure that's to grow as Broken Blade versus Carlson. Let's have a look. Dominus going to be used. Flacken is down here though, so the perfect execution is nice, but Broken Blade has a Sterix gauge and wait for the Q. He flushes, takes it. Flacken gets arrowed. Hard summer from downtown, and Broken Blade is when you're that good.
You can take a big old sip of that one. That was beautiful from G2. And now immediately moving over towards the Baron. Broken Blade's going to reset because he's got a plethora of wards that he can TP to, and I don't think Heretics are ready for it.
Lebrov's going to zone off. Sten walks in, it's all he can do. Lebrov just walks away and beats a nuisance while Camilo sets up and sets a gravity field. Broken Blade is now TP'd in, ready to zone away. Baron, down it goes. Sheo has to run for his life. rest of G2 are ready to fight again.
Yeah, G2, pretty happy with the way this one's going. And again, that was such a...
Maybe it wasn't. Okay, Broken Blade, I mean, he's going to jump in under turret, and Team Heretics, you look at this, like, how many times you get the bullet time? There's one, but it's not going to do too much. Chaostorm comes through it against Derek's Gage in the way, while Carlson teleported into the middle of all. He gets Spiraling Despaired, and G2 6,000 gold up. I mean, both games now, while there has been some to and fro, when do we finally get the real door? I mean, for Team Heretics, it's been a battle well fought, but where do you get the key from? 10k for the Dragon. G2 have started this off. This is their soul. Sheo needs a steal, but Team Heretics need a plan. 4k, 3k, Daisy out, Root Caller again, LeBron in the way. Soul, even though it was a late smite, or at least it looked janky, it doesn't matter. Sheo flashed in for the attempted steal, but with Infernal Soul, the chase begins. Camilo running, and that's all he can do. Skewmon running outside the outskirts of the gravity field, while LeBron keeps Team Heretics at bay. An arrow's going to fly and go nowhere, but Camilo on the spot will die right there. We put a marker down, and G2 continue their onslaught.
Aaron has worn off, so he can at least clear the wave if he's allowed to stand still, and Hansama doesn't want to let him.
I mean, there's so much damage that comes out with Redemption as well. Skewmon just tanks it up for the time being. Blackett almost dies to a Severing Bolt, and look at Broken Blade. Okay, you do not want him near you. We just keep probably taken by G2 at this point. Sten tries to get near, he'll get spotted out, and everyone's launching on him. Flashes away while Carlson now in the midst of it as well. Arrow flies out, Camilo's now caught out, and he doesn't have Merc Tread, so with a Solar Flare on top, he's just dead. Now Chaostorm just going to tickle G2.
The most threatening tickling of all time.
It's like tickling a Dementor. Like,
I don't think that's a good call.
Who's a good little weird spirit messed up dude?
The weirdest, what's it, Patronus of all time, just hands the tail.
The spirit comes out and like, oh, what's your Patronus? And there's some little gremlin yordle going, oh, Gucci, Gucci, Gucci. Wow, what's that? It's Dobby's cousin. You didn't know, the way we're setting this up is that as that arrow flies through, there's a lot more tools that G2 can launch at, and Camilo cannot play the game. One of the problems with Victor is that he might look good walking, but when he stands still, he's through.
Looking like the end of Arcane after that one.
Yeah, I still haven't watched season 2. I've also watched Severance. Banger show.
Yeah, I haven't got that one.
Yeah.
Partly through season.
Also Silo. Oh, let's just keep going. Have you seen the one where G2 go and go flawless in the split? Hysterics? No, I haven't actually. It's interesting. How would they do that, Jake? Well, I can answer that for you. Boy, BO3's big. Now, week 7, they versus SK and KC, and as Arrow finds it again, Carlson, he does have Merc Treads. That does make a difference as Red Bull Baron power play is ready to shepherd us into another 2-0. It's going home time soon. It's been a quick night.
Yeah, 25 to 8.
Yeah.
Well, G2 want to try and finish off LeBron. That's not exactly the way you want to try and finish this out, but Stend does end up overextending to try and make that play happen. And now G2 going to continue the push through on the top side.
It's just Ivan shield just when you think they're dead as the Impale comes in. I mean, LeBron again, he'll just get a shield, he'll walk up. Redemption does a little bit of that magic as well. Camilo just gets autoed down by Hansama. Look at the spacing from this guy. Ulti comes out from Carlson with the whole team's dead. Bullet time might look great, but Carlson has already dropped into the dirt. 2 members left standing in G2. When people question who the best team in Europe is, you just got to come back to the old faithful, the usual. G2 starting 2-0 at the beginning of week 2. As Flacker drops as well. They're just that good. When you doubt them in winter, when they don't make it to first stand, it doesn't matter, they come back, and in spring they're bloody good again.